Good morning, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, Magnetic Reversal News, and Shinrin Yoku, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Saturday, September 17th, around noontime, Mountain Time 2022. 6.4 magnitude strikes southeast Taiwan, toppling objects as Iceland continues to rumble. But the big story, Fiona spreads heavy rains on Leeward Islands, and Super Typhoon Nanmadol aims at Japan. Keep calm. It's boom time. We have hurricane watches issued for Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic ahead of Tropical Storm Fiona and many other tropical storms to talk about, and hurricanes and super typhoons and more. Oh my. Here are the spaghetti models for Fiona, where you can see the black line is the average of all of them, showing them a pretty significant blow to the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, before it turns north towards the Virgin Islands there. So lots of destruction is potential in the path of the storm, as it is expected to strengthen to hurricane strength once it gets past the Dominican Republic here. So heads up if you live in those areas, as Japan issues special typhoon warning as unprecedented storm approaches. The Japan Meteorological Agency issued a special typhoon warning on Saturday for Kogashima Prefecture in Kyushu, the southernmost of Japan's main islands, as the region braces for a powerful and potentially destructive super typhoon. The warning came after the weather agency earlier in the day urged residents to evacuate parts of the Kyushu ahead of Typhoon Nanmadol, expected to bring up to half a meter or 20 inches of rain when it makes landfall on Saturday. That's not good news. Here is the projected path, and you can see it's going to come right up here on the Japanese islands and move right over the center according to the models. That's bad news. That seems like a lot of destruction, especially to the southernmost portions, where it will hit with the maximum strength around the 18th or the 19th. So that is the progression of the storm, and prayers go out to people in South Japan. Please get out of harm's way. As we take a look at Fiona and the key message for Tropical Storm Fiona here you can see the track. Tropical storm warnings issued currently. Hurricane conditions are expected across portions of Puerto Rico on Sunday and Sunday night, and are possible across the U.S. Virgin Islands tonight and Sunday. Tropical storm conditions will continue to affect portions of the Leeward Islands today and will spread westward to the U.S. and British Virgin Islands later today and Puerto Rico tonight. Tropical storm conditions will reach the Dominican Republic by Sunday night. Let's take a look at the warning cones. And here we can see the potential estimated trajectory of that storm, where it will be a tropical storm until it reaches hurricane strength here right over Puerto Rico 8 p.m. Sunday, and remain a hurricane for the rest of the duration as it potentially heads directly towards Bermuda. So heads up, Bermuda, that's about 5 days out. Powder chasers, 22 to 23 winter forecast, calling for a robust La Nina, and quite robust. If we actually come take a look at this, it should be the most extreme La Nina out of the triple dip. And so it's looking like November and December could be record-breaking snow events in the La Nina trajectories. And what we mean is the Pacific Northwest as well as the Northeast. Anywhere in this upper northern tier, especially in the East Coast and the Pacific Northwest specifically, and that includes British Columbia and Canada as well, we could be seeing some record snow by Christmas. So heads up to the triple dip La Nina heading your way, as coastal flooding and damaging winds are imminent as a storm bears down on Alaska. Now, we just talked about multiple tropical systems, including a super typhoon, and this is the remnants of Typhoon Merbok, which could potentially deliver the state's strongest storm in over a decade. That's not good news for Alaska. Former Typhoon Merbok slams into Alaska, Fiona strengthening while en route to Puerto Rico. That's the official forecast from weather.gov. Merbok remnants continue to produce a potentially historic and long-duration storm surge, damaging high winds across southwestern and western Alaska. Waves with the storm surge may batter structures along the coast. Fiona is expected to become a hurricane on approach to Puerto Rico, with heavy rain, flash flooding, and mudslides, which may occur in Puerto Rico. There's also possibility of just take a look at the snow. Alaska is about to get all of its snow in just the next week, thanks to Merbok. Take a look at these totals: 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 feet down here in the south. So buckle up. and grab your snow shovel. Now, we have a warning area here in Northern California, a storm that's approaching and will start delivering much needed rain Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. By Tuesday, we could be seeing some flash flood, burn scar, mudslides in these areas because this is the area where lots of wildfires this year burned. So that is going to be 3 to 4 inches of rain rapidly, maybe approaching 5 or 6 in some areas. So heads up, if you're in those regions where there has been recent forest fires in Northern California, this could be more devastating mudslides headed your way. As we can see, the Four Corners area here is going to be picking up a huge swath of moisture early next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and that's good news for the region. As dozens report shaking up in Maine, it's insane. I didn't really catch wind of this. I must have been busy yesterday, but 2 days ago there was a rumbler registered in Maine. Dozens of people reported feeling shaking in central Maine. The USGS registered the seismic activity as a magnitude 2.3 earthquake, which struck at 10:29 p.m. near the town of Greenwood, Maine, the other night. So if you felt it, leave a comment below. 6.4 mag strikes southeast Taiwan, initially reported as a 6.6, downgraded to 6.5, and now here they're saying it's a 6.4. Now, luckily, it wasn't as destructive as it could have been. It was right on the coastline. A 6.4 struck the southeast Taiwan on Saturday evening, and it's only Saturday morning here. That's kind of weird. The local media reported objects falling from the store shelves, but no immediate word on casualties. So that is some good news. And we pretty much scoured the interwebs for any information on this quake. So there's the initial shock. There have been multiple aftershocks, as would be expected from a quake of this magnitude. See, the initial blast was offshore. Had that been on land, there would be a lot more damage, in my opinion. And let's just bring the map back down to realistic size and see what we can see here. That Merbrock could be kicking off some more earthquakes up in this area as that low-pressure system moves through the Bering Strait. So we'll keep a close eye on some large rumblers up in Alaska as that tropical storm remnants pummel the area. And now we're going to be looking for some large earthquakes potentially as super Typhoon Nanmadol approaches Japan here. And we did just have, well, this one big quake in Taiwan. So, sign of the times, we could be seeing a huge Japanese quake during the super typhoon as it makes landfall. That's bad news for the region. Worldwide volcano news update. Nothing significant being reported. Good news. And here we are over at Iceland where the Reykjanes Ridge and the Tyrnis fracture zone continue to rumble, albeit at lower levels. Looks like a small flurry of activity happened over the last 24 hours, but that's dropping off now. Space weather, we had a big event just occur. A long duration M1.9 flare blasting off the sun, and it's probably coming from this same region, AR 3098, as it turns around. It seems that each blast gets larger and larger, but is being reported smaller and smaller here on Earth because that spot is turning away. And there is some evidence of that occurring just moments ago, right here. If I could move this. No, that's the spot. Let's see if this will even play. What's going on here? Boom! Yeah, so that's the event that we were registering at M1.9 there. And it is that spot all the way on the backside of the sun blasting, thankfully, away from Earth. Now, we are waiting for a coronal hole stream to arrive, and it appears as if it is arriving as we're waiting for a phi angle shift. And we're waiting for this to refresh. Well, that's just not loading. All right, so let's come see. Do we have ACE down here? Yes. So here we can see real-time solar wind, and we're waiting for a phi angle shift to potentially, and this is coming from this coronal hole up here that has turned past Earth. That is going to couple with us today and may drive geomagnetic instability. And there we can see they're showing that on the 3-day forecast. Currently, we're at low levels, KP2. But that could be the coronal hole stream there and a little bit of instability. Now, I did pull up the Soho Movie Maker, and they don't have the data on that current blast. This is the last blast that occurred, the last 2 M flares that shot off. There is no data for the 17th, so that's quite unfortunate. As we move on to some of the science, 1 in a million white spirit bear spotted in the Upper Peninsula. A genetically rare black bear with white fur, often called the spirit bear, has been living in the woods of the western Upper Peninsula in Michigan. Approximately 100-pound male bear with blonde colorings appeared this month and it is the first time in recorded Michigan history such an animal has been confirmed in the state, the white spirit bear. And here are pictures of that amazing animal. Let's get a good shot here to blow it up. And there is the spirit bear in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Now, another interesting animal, a mystery deep sea shark with bulging eyes and teeth caught by fishermen. And this was caught at a depth of 2,133 feet. How anyone is fishing at that depth is beyond me. And this was a Sydney, Australia-based fisherman who caught this fish. Several people commented that the shark appeared to be a cookie cutter shark, which is a small cigar-shaped shark with bulbous snout and distinctive lips, now having all that and a creepy eyeball. But in fact, Dean Grubbs, Associate Director of the Research at Florida State University Coastal and Marine Labs, weighed in, and he told Newsweek the species appears to be Centroscaminus alstoni, also called the rough-skinned dogfish. And this is a rough-skinned dogfish. They tend to live below 600 meters in the Gulf of Mexico and other regions, including Australia. And this one was caught, well, at 2,000 feet, right at that exact sweet spot. Bizarre. Very bizarre. Now, what else is bizarre? Deep sea mining is about to start in the Pacific. It's not sustainable at any level. In fact, it will be destroying the habitat of the rough-skinned dogfish and many other rare creatures that live in the twilight zone, 4,000 to 1,000 feet below the ocean surface, where they're going to be mining these minerals. So underwater deep sea mining, more destruction of the earth. And guess what this is for? Yes, this is for the green agenda. It's going to save the planet by destroying it. The most sought after minerals on the seafloor include polymetallic nodules, polymetallic sulfides, and cobalt-rich ferromanganese crusts, all of which will be used for manufacturing rechargeable batteries and smartphones. So, is that sustainable? No, because in just a decade, the entire oceans will be destroyed from subsurface mining. Now meet the mystery diamond from outer space. And no, I'm not an alien. Scientists have debated the existence of tiny traces of diamonds that are actually harder than diamond on Earth. This is a hexagonal form of diamond called Lonsdaleite, and it's been found in many meteorites. Scientists have found tiny diamonds in meteorites. But now Australian scientists said this week that they have confirmed the existence of a rare form of space diamond in 4 meteorites picked up in North Africa. These diamonds are Lonsdaleite. And this is pretty amazing because it's going to give them some information they may need into making harder industrial diamonds, hexagonal diamonds. So, pretty cool discoveries as there are diamonds flying around in space. Now, the Mars rover sees hints of past life in the latest rock samples, and scientists can't wait until these samples get back to Earth. NASA's Perseverance Mars rover has detected its highest concentrations yet of organic molecules in a potential signal of ancient microbes that scientists are eager to confirm when the rock samples are brought back to Earth. So more life on Mars. As a last photo of Comet Leonard wins the Astronomy Photographer of the Year. Look at that, and look at the plasma tail. Absolutely fantastic. Maybe even some switchbacks in here, similar to the solar wind on our sun. But just fantastic stuff going on there. Then we're going to finish up with this fantastic study. Byzantine solar eclipse records illuminate obscure history of Earth's rotation. And they're using historical records, just like we do, to glean better science, just like we do. Japanese researchers investigated ancient texts from the 4th to 7th centuries AD to identify 5 total solar eclipses near the eastern Mediterranean and improve the model of Earth's rotation over time. And in fact, there is a centennial cycle on the rotation of the Earth. Absolutely fascinating. If you want to learn more, read the rest of the article, link below with all of the other references below the video. And that's a boom to knowledge. Proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance. Hope you got something out of the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Share this with like-minded people. And be safe. We love you.